If you're a home service contractor who is completely booked up one week and the next week is very slow or have no jobs at all, you need to listen up because you have a pipeline problem. Now, here's what you probably look like. Month 1, 2, 3, and so on, you're fluctuating between 10, 20, $30,000. Maybe you had a really good month at 40, and then you dip back down to 20. Have you ever seen a competitor who looks so much more established, like they have it figured out in life? Well, they're probably doing something like this. Between month 1, 2, and so on, they have a steady, consistent growth, no extreme dips, and a slow, nice, consistent growth in terms of revenue and jobs. Now, let's talk about what part of the pipeline issue you might be experiencing. Now, it's not likely your closing rate, your quality of work, your location, your competition, or your logo. What it most likely is going to be your lead flow, such as where they come from, if they're qualified, and the amount of leads you can get. Now, let's talk about the how and why aspect. How? Well, most home service-based businesses do this. They rely on word of mouth. They do not use modern client acquisition, and they believe that they are safe in this type of world. But guess what? You're not. And here's what many do not see. They do not see the tons and tons of home service-based businesses, whether it's roofing, epoxy, or modeling, that got wiped out and went bankrupt due to this pipeline problem. And I've seen it firsthand. The people with tons of fleet vehicles, big crews, the nice livery-wrapped vehicles, 80-plus year-long in business, right, in their area, completely get wiped out because they could not survive the coming months of complete drought. So it's a pretty big, scary thing to deal with. So let's talk about how we can avoid it. Well, you have to adapt to get ahead. There are still very few people who utilize meta ads. You think about, Joe, who is a epoxy contractor. Maybe he's been doing it for a long time. He might be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. He does not want to get in front of a computer and do meta ads because when he grew up, he knew that word of mouth and referral was doing pretty well. Well, not in this day and age. And what makes you think that you should not run your business on word of mouth referral on top of that with meta ads? If you are truly hungry, you can far exceed that person. Now, when you use locally targeted and tailored ads within your service range, you're going to get incredibly consistent results. It's very reliable to grow with. You're going to have huge return on investment potential because if you're an epoxy guy, you could spend $15 to get a lead and close a $3,000, 3-car garage deal. Or if you're a remodeler, you can get, spend out $200 and then get a $50,000 remodeling job. And ads will not leave you stranded. They are guaranteed to give you impressions so that people see your work. Now look, you stayed because you are a home service-based business who gets booked out one week and then is slow the next week. This is a huge issue. So if you want to finally move past this issue, I want you to go ahead and send me a message.